Good evening, Fernwood. It is your Norman Lear admiring friend Neil, and it's time for us to admire another episode of Mary Hartman, Mary Hartman. Today we are watching episode 166 from November 22nd, 1976. Let's recap last week. Mary and Tom started the week with a body in their kitchen. That was Pat Gimble, who showed up and collapsed under mysterious circumstances. Though my gut says, and Mary seems to suspect, domestic abuse. Whenever someone gets close to questioning the situation, Pat's husband Garth shows up and tells a ridiculous story of some accident. Kathy moved in with the Adamses, who are very eager to adopt the baby that Loretta will give birth to. Of course, Kathy is incredibly uncomfortable there because Christine can't relate, and Brian also told her that she has to live there secretly because they're pretending that Christine is going to give birth to the baby. So she can only move around the house when people are not there. Construction of condos for Christ led to destruction and devastation, and Merle and Wanda are doing their best to prove that it's not Merle's fault. Wanda has provided some letters that show that her late husband was at fault for the destruction when Loretta shows up to ask Merle for some help. Loretta got the idea that making Charlie jealous would rev up his engines, so she reached out to his racing buddy Jody Troxell and planned to let Charlie catch them in a kissing embrace. Charlie was of course jealous and angry, but then resolved that getting a transplant from Dr. Fracas would be the right thing. He turned down Merle's offer of donating a testicle and called Dr. Fracas to find out that there's very few donors except for one that had some Danish blood. Of course, that would be Hamlet, the Great Dane. Charlie doesn't know that yet. Detective Johnson has been making his romantic intentions for Martha quite clear, though Martha is holding out that George will return from his mysterious disappearance. HB has offered her a job making police training films, and Martha really needs the money. Tom has been making lots of progress at the RV lot, shooting another commercial and getting promoted. He is struggling a bit with the cravings for alcohol, and his friend Annie has been a bit of a relief there. And now that Mary is settled into the home, she seems somewhat disconnected. She does write in her journal still, and she doesn't tell anybody about her jealousy over Tom and Annie's friendship. And when Tom gets his promotion, she feels separated from him because the other friends are very excited. Pat suggests that Mary should hitch her wagon to Tom because he's going places, and Mary really doesn't know what to do with that. And that is the recap of last week, everyone. I think let's start this whole new week. Let's start it right.
Mary Hartman! Mary Hartman!
Now listen, I just got to have that operation this week, Dr. Fratkus.
Charlie, this is the pre-holiday rush. All right, let me see what I can do.
My marriage is at stake.
You're in luck, Charlie. You're in luck. A cancellation. A Ms. Rodman from Newark who wanted a male organ transplant.
Did you hear that, honey?
No, what?
Miss Rodman from Newark wanted a male organ transplant, but she changed her mind. Thank you, doctor. Thank you so much. Thank you. And thank Miss Rodman for me, too.
All right, now, Charlie, listen. I want you here as soon as possible so we can start pre-operational tests.
I'll be on the next bus.
We'll be expecting you, Charlie.
Bye-bye. Oh, honey, did you hear that? I'm going to get my manhood back again.
Oh, Charlie, that's fabulous. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pack my darling little red Fredericks of Hollywood negligee, because you know what? I have a strange, sneaking suspicion that after that operation, you're going to be back to like you was, just a red-hotted 100% lover American boy.
Sweetheart, I can feel the goosebumps coming already.
A second. Jody, what are you doing?
can I come in?
Hey, Jody,
Charlie,
come
how
on in. Good to see you. How are you?
All right.
Listen, I don't want to be rude or nothing, attack everything, but Charlie and I are just kind of in a little bitty rush, because we have to pack and everything. We're going to be taking the next bus to New Jersey.
Oh, for that transplant.
You got it.
Well, look, before you go, I got this favor I'd like to ask of you.
Sure, Jody, anything.
I was talking to Morris McClintock this morning.
You were talking to Morris McClintock. Honey, did you hear that? He was talking to Morris McClintock this morning, just like that.
Who's Morris McClintock?
Honey, he's just about the biggest drag race producer there is around, that's all.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
And he says that he's been kind of worried that something's missing from his big race. And I say, you mean like all that dead intermission time you got there between the races? And he says, right on. So, Charlie, since how you're Loretta's manager and all, I'm coming over here to see if I can get your consent to let Loretta sing at the big race this week.
He wants me to sing at the big race.
Yeah, for $1,000.
Can't believe they meant that. Loretta's a serious artist. Singing in a drag race, that would be selling out. honey, you have made the jump into the big time. They want you to sell out, and that means you got something worth selling.
Oh, Tammy Wynette won't get jealous. I'll tell you, this is the most exciting thing that's happened to me since I was asked to sing in the enchilada room of the Blue Peacock Motel, in Las Vegas, which unfortunately did get canceled on account of the fact of that little goof, that I made on Dinah's show. But they did later assure me that Jews do not run the entertainment business.
Honey, you are not going to make that mistake this time. You are not going to make that flub. You are going to go on and be a superstar.
I can see it now, Charlie. I mean, everything we've been working for, right? I can see my name in lights. Loretta Haggers, right over the starting line. Oh, I can't believe... I'm sorry, Jody, I just cannot go.
You can't go. What is it? Is it the money? I'll get him to raise it.
Oh, no, my gosh, honey, it's not the money, it's Charlie. I can't let him go to New Jersey and have that operation all by his little bitty self. I just can't do it, I mean, think of it as my career is first, but Charlie is firster. And the truth of the matter is, I just do not want to be one of those lonely women who just climb themselves to the top only to find that they're booking a single room.
Darling, sweetheart, you're not thinking about this right now. You don't have your head in the right place about this. Honey, I want you to think about it like this is not your career. Sweetheart, this is our career. And this is the biggest break that you have had since you know what. And I'm not going to let you ruin it.
Oh, but Charlie, honey, you can't face that operation alone, and you know how you feel about operations.
Sweetheart, I can face that operation alone. I can do that operation. I can come back with my manhood intact faster than you can say jackrabbit.
Then it's a deal?
Charlie,
You bet your life it's a deal.
I have an inspiration. I just, you know how they just come on me like they do? Well, I just got one. Okay, here we go. Let's see. It's kind of off the top of my head, so, just take... Oh, you're walking out, only half a man, with your tears, your sorrow, and your pain. But in a while, you'll be coming back, more a man than Mr. John Wayne.
I love it.
I love it, too. I do. It just come on me. I'll tell you, why I love it? Because it's real.
Yeah.
The best things come out of realness.
Right.
Let's see. Oh, you're walking out, only half a man, with the tears in them hazel eyes. Let's see. But in a while you'll be coming back, and your love for me's gonna rise. Oh, you're half a man. Yes, you're half a man. You're the half a man that heats my soul. But you're coming back. Yes, you're coming. Yes, you're coming. Well, you're gonna come back. Oh.
Oh, yeah.
I'd explain it, except that it's just something that I have to do, Wanda. I've got to rebuild them condos for my little angel boy, for Jimmy Joe, as a monument to him.
Merle, you could build something much more important than that. Buildings grow old fast, Merle. Now, how many truly important buildings are there in this country? And how long do they last? The Art Deco elegance of the Empire State replaced by the cool steel cleanliness of the World Trade Center. The pristine security of the White House replaced by the periodless convenience of your local McDonald's.
You know, I don't have the slightest idea what you're talking about.
And all buildings that last become museums of the past. Hey, that rhymes. You know, Jimmy Joe wouldn't want you to spend your life building a museum.
You think not?
Oh, no. Merle, he'd want you to reach out and touch as many people as possible with your honesty and your humanity. And in this country, there are really only two ways to do that. Politics and show business. And I haven't seen your 8x10 glossies, but why risk it? Build a political career for Jimmy Joe. It's a wonderful monument. Make an active bid for mayor of Fernwood.
Wanda, you are an incredible woman.
Oh, thank you.
You have just lifted a gray veil that's been over my eyes all these years. Jimmy Joe was born with a mystic gray veil over his eyes right from birth. He could see through brick walls, through devious schemes. It's exactly that kind of vision that you have just led me to. Do you know that?
Oh, Merle, I really did that for you.
Well, I'm telling you, Wanda, if the little man was here right now, I can hear he'd say, right on, Pop. Go as far as you can go. Run for mayor. No, about Congress or Senate, but just go as far as you can go. Wanda, I think you've done it. This is it. Politics is going to be my monument to little Jimmy Joe. That's it.
And that's going to take a lot of parties.
Wrong. I don't have any time for parties.
Oh, no. You're going to give them. You know, more political careers are helped over soggy hors d'oeuvres than most people realize. Oh, and the press, Merle. You've got to learn how to handle the press.
Well, now, wait a minute.
No.
No,
They're
those guys.
so important. Merle, they've got to like you. They can make you or break you, really. Oh, and speaking of the press, here's Garth Bimble. Oh, Gimble.
Hey, Garth. Hey. How you doing, man? It's good to see you. How are you?
Have you seen my wife?
Your wife?
No,
I was supposed to have a date with her here at 6 o'clock.
A
No,
date with
uh-uh.
your wife. No, isn't that sweet?
Sure.
Well, why don't you sit down and join
Yeah.
me first?
Here, pull up a chair. Pull up a chair there. There you go.
Well, isn't this a happy threesome?
You know we were just talking about you. Speak of the devil. Here, let me
What are you drinking?
put her down there.
Oh, just a Virgin Mary.
Well, I'll go to the bar and get it. Why waste time?
You know, Pam, I really envy you.
You do?
Oh, sure. Why, you're the ideal combination of the independent working woman and the loving and cared for wife. Oh, you are still a woman. A nurse. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. Fernwood Psychiatric. That doesn't conjure up any unpleasant memories, I hope.
Oh, heavens no. Some women go to the fat farm. I go to the funny farm. Look, a rest is a rest in my book.
Right.
Here you go. Virgin Mary and a horny bull.
Listen, by the way, a little Garth called today, and I'm not sure he's happy this year. And it sounded like he wanted to come home.
Why does he want to come home?
Well, he didn't say, but he asked about the new house, and I told him that we had his room ready for him.
Oh.
What time did he call?
Well, I was at work, but, at 3 o'clock. Well, I know that exactly, because that's when Mrs. Defarge screams every day from 3 to 3:30.
I remember.
Because she used to watch this show called Shop for Your Life, and it's canceled now, but, that's where the audience would scream on the contestants for fun and prizes.
Right,
and,
yeah.
Well, Dr. Williams said she just can't break the habit.
It's a shame.
What you mean is he couldn't call you at home because you're a working woman and you're never at home.
Garth, please.
I'm sorry,
Look what's
sweetheart.
here.
Hey, there
Excuse
you
me.
go. Thank you.
You have to forgive me for that. It's just I get a little jealous sometimes when I can't have my sweet
right.
wife with me every minute of every hour of every day. Can you blame me?
I think everybody's got to fight, over their jealousies, over their angers, whatever.
Sure,
From time
not to
time.
mention the temptations.
Listen, would you people be crushed if Pat and I just sort of disappeared? I think we want to go home. I mean, if Garth does come home from school, Well, our privacy is going to be pretty much cut in
Hey,
half.
you don't have to say another
Yes,
word,
sir.
old buddy. I think I get the gist.
Okay.
Go ahead, really.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
Come on, sweetheart.
we'll take care of the check here. Don't even worry about it.
Thank you. I'll
Okay.
get back to you on that check.
Okay, take a rain check on the check.
I love it.
It's one of your lines.
Yeah, thank you. See you later.
Good to see you.
time.
That's where we're headed.
Yeah, something else.
You know, Merle, that was really lovely what you said to Pat and Garth just now about taking care of the check.
Oh, that's just a little neighborly gesture.
Oh, no. It was the we'll. We'll take care of the check. You thought of us as a we.
That's just a figure of speech, Wanda.
We, a couple. Oh, we'd make a great couple, Merle. We complement each other, and well, we could help each other a great deal. You know, like Lincoln and Mary Todd, and Franklin and Eleanor, Harry and Bess.
Harry and Bess.
With Truman, Merle.
Oh, yeah, of course. It's I always seem to forget the wife's name. I don't understand that, but I always do.
Merle, come home with me.
Will you allow me to just speak the honest truth?
Oh, of course, Merle, anything.
Darling, I've known a lot of women in my life. I've been attracted to more than my share. I wish I could say that I have committed adultery only in my heart, but that would not be the truth. The truth is that, well, Wanda, I like you so much. I admire your wit, your little sense of humor, your mind, and your ambition, your fierce ambition, but in spite of all that, you just don't turn me on at all.
I beg your pardon.
I watched your commercial 6 times today.
What, on purpose or by accident?
Once on purpose and 5 times by accident.
Well, I see Donnelly's is finally hard selling it.
Tom, the point is, it started me thinking.
About what, RVs?
No. About that line. Get out of the house and into tomorrow, which you said you made up.
Aha, the slogan, right.
Yeah. Now, Tom, I think that is more, much more than a slogan.
It is?
I think, now I don't know, but I think that the line, get out of the house and into tomorrow, is a concept.
Wow. You think so? You know, actually, I hadn't meant that much by it.
Definitely a concept, which is what is so exciting to me about creativity. That creative people hardly ever know how important just a casual thought might be.
So you really think that I'm creative, huh?
Yeah, I really do. Let me tell you what that meant to me, okay?
Yeah.
Get out of the house, okay? Get out of the house means like to get out of that protective, death-like house that we hide ourselves into protection, and to go into the unknown. That's into the tomorrow part. You know, get out of the house and into tomorrow. I mean, nobody knows what's in tomorrow.
Mary, you're trying to say something.
What I'm trying to say is just that I love you very much. And I don't care if it's Tippy-Tow's influence or not, but you probably should have been a writer or a game show host.
But you know something? I wanted to be a writer in the 7th grade when I first read Blackboard Jungle, page 76. And then I realized that baseball was much more important.
Oh. See, for me, it was, when I read Peyton Place, it was page 112, only it didn't make me want to be a writer. It made me,
What? I know.
I can't.
I got that, too. I got it, too.
Did it?
Yeah.
Oh, Tom. Tom, I love you so much sometimes. Anyway, okay. I've been thinking deeply that we, Tom and Mary Hartman, should get out of the house and into tomorrow.
Do you think so? You know what I could do? I could put us in a deluxe Winnebago. Then I can get it below cost at a fleet price.
Tom, not into an RV. Into a new life. Do you know what I mean? Without walls, no death, just life. Birth.
Birth?
Your commercial made me think about birth. A new birth, Tom, could rejuvenate us.
Mary, you want to have a baby?
Yes, I do. And so do you.
I do?
Yes, I could tell by the way you wrote the commercial. Tom, it's like a subliminal message. It's like subliminal advertising, which of course it was because, you know, it was a commercial. Get out of the house and into tomorrow.
You know something? You know, you really want to know? I have
What?
been thinking about children a lot lately.
You have?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Tom. Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. That's so wonderful because children can really soften the blow of old age.
I would like a son, Mary.
You do want to have a baby? I love you so much. A son. I'll see what I can do.
I mean, you know, we can afford one right now. I mean, things are going pretty well for us, and you know, I just might have my own RV business one day, and then I'll need a son and an heir.
Hold me, Tom. I feel very close to you right now.
You know what I could do? I could teach him baseball. I could teach him how to protect himself in school, you know, boxing. And I could buy him a 10-speed bike so he could grow his legs real strong so he could play football. I could take him on hikes, you know, and then on nature studies. Hey, I could take him to Cincinnati and see the Redlegs play. I could. Wow,
Okay, Tom.
what I could do.
What if? Now, this is just a little what if.
What if what?
What if it's a girl? Now, I know that you'll go out and make it, or steal it, or take it.
Mary.
I'm sorry. I just meant, you know, what if it was a girl?
Well, honey, we already have Heather, and why not think my boy Bill
Tom,
is as strong
Tom.
as a... What?
Think. Yes, but do is something else.
Well, I know that, Mary. I know that.
Okay, let me tell you this. I did read in Mother's Inquirer that if the parents take 4,000 units of vitamin E before every meal for 3 weeks, the odds are 5 out of 6 it will be a boy.
Hey, listen to me. Hey, whatever our child is, I will love that child because that child is a part of you.
Well, it'll be a part of me. I mean, I'll feel as close to it as I do to Kathy.
I mean, Heather, your daughter, that's what you mean.
Well, it will definitely be a part of me, not the same kind of part of me the way that Heather is a part of me. It'll be more a part of me the way Kathy is a part of me, which is Kathy is my sister and Heather is my sister's niece.
Well, listen, it doesn't matter what you're talking. I don't know what you're talking about anyway, because it doesn't matter because it just doesn't matter because it's going to be a boy. Don't you understand that?
Yeah.
And it doesn't have anything to do with Kathy or Heather. Now, let me turn off the light. All right. Unless, hey, wait a minute. Unless you want to do it in front of the mirror like we did it before, huh?
Tom, Could we save that for a special occasion?
Okay.
Yeah. Get out of the house and into tomorrow. And I think last week the catchphrase was get out of the house and into the future. At least that's how I remember talking about it. But we'll get back to that scene. We see at the beginning of this episode Loretta and Charlie, and they're called to Dr. Fracas and Hamlet the Great Dane. Charlie doesn't know what's happening here, but then Jody shows up and suggests that Loretta sing at the races, and that will be some more income and good for Loretta's career, and Charlie's okay going on his own, which I'm not sure that he is, but that's yet to be seen. Then we get a scene at the Capri Lounge with Wanda and Merle, and it's been a little bit slow going with them. It's just always a little bit of an urge toward politics. That Wanda has been doing her best because this is the way she sees her role. She sees herself as a politician's wife, to move Merle in that direction, and Merle finally bites. If she were putting out, I don't know how fishing works, but if she were a fisher person, then Merle finally bit. And then we get a brief visit from Garth and Patty, and I feel like this is just to remind us that they're there, but because they show up for just a moment, and we don't even hear a story, just a little bit of a hint of their characters, and we don't even see any clue of the abuse that's in their relationship, because they're so good at hiding it in public. We just see, for me, I just saw just a little in her face when they were leaving. There's just a little bit of I don't know if I would describe it as an itch, but there's a moment of discomfort when that comes up, whenever they're to be alone. Of course, they are quite affectionate to each other in public, so that is looking to be a long-term story. But then we get back to Merle and Wanda finally puts it out there that she wants to have Merle as a relationship, that she wants to go home with him, and Merle is just brutal. He obviously has gone through some changes since the death of his son, but to just say, you don't turn me on like that, that is cruel. And I don't know what that's going to mean for their relationship, but I feel like Wanda has a lot of vested interest in, well, not vested, but she has an interest in Merle, so I expect that they'll still be in scenes together. They'll be a primary focus, primary relationship in this show. But Merle has no sexual attraction for her. I don't know if this is mainly because he's switched from his sinful ways. There was another reference to Jimmy Carter, of course, who lusted in his heart, but yeah, that was painful. And then we get to a different kind of pain with Mary watching Tom's commercial 6 times in a day and thinking about the tagline, get out of the house and into tomorrow. And exactly what I was thinking when she heard the commercial last week, which is just being in the home isn't meaningful to her anymore. And tomorrow is something else. And of course, where she goes is more family, like let's have a baby. That's tomorrow. And then Tom and Mary do a little My Boy Bill from Carousel. And if you're not an admirer of the Rodgers and Hammerstein musicals, I'll say that they're a lot more complex. The relationships are tough in some of these shows. Carousel, I think, that song is really a really powerful song about wanting to have a son. There are lots of things you can complain about in that musical, but for sure there are some really deeply rooted emotional beats in that show, and they both take a little chunk of that song A few weeks ago, there was a comment from Sally Hankin who suggested that Tom and Mary don't love each other. And I'm curious now how you feel about that, because I have always felt that there was love complicated by so many other things, and they're on board together at this point. And I don't know that they're right for each other, but they're together and they're on board. And I mean, at this point, it really seems like they are getting good things out of the relationship. And to me, love is more than just the romantic feelings. It's the time and investment that you put into each other. And, you know, maybe I don't know nothing, but I do feel like there's love here. Of course, I'm a little bit confused about Mary wanting to have a child. Some of it can be seen like Mary trying to hold on to this family life, and it's very clear that Mary feels no connection for Heather and really hasn't. And that's something that wasn't verbally spoken on last season. We would often describe Heather as a monster. I would, at least. And, you know, I see Heather as more human now, you know, more of a person. She is a young person who has been stifled all her life. And Mary doesn't understand that, which is a bit sad, but also I think parents do go through that, and this is a rare instance of showing that on television. I feel like often I can't think of a TV parent that verbalized not being able to understand, relate, or emotionally connect to their child. That is big for me. Like, I can't think of another example. If you've got another example, share it without spoiling, because I may want to watch it. But yeah, this is a direction for them, and I don't know what it's going to mean. You know, Kathy is having her baby, and there'll be another baby on the way, so I guess. But yeah, wow. I have a lot of different feelings that are mixing and matching and turning into a feeling salad. So thank you so much for doing some Norman Lear admiring with me, everyone. Thank you for leaving your thoughts and comments below, because we do have a lot of thoughts and feelings going on, and it helps to process them. So let's process together. Thank you again for being here, and we will see you tomorrow night in Fernwood.